Welcome to another episode of From Cookie Cutter to Creative Crafts. This time we're doing animal crafts. Now, all of these lovely, adorable little crafts are thought of by the adults' imagination and given to children to do. And as you know, if you've been following me, we don't do things that way. However, it is a hard thing to think of how to do, if you need to do animal crafts, it's a hard thing to think of how are we going to do animal crafts that gives the children choice, that is developmentally and age appropriate. So after watching these copycat cookie cutter crafts, I'm going to show you how I figured out to do these crafts with children. I'm starting with bears. We have pictures, reference sheets of bears. We have reference sheets of elephants. These are to give the children like kind of a base. And then we have giraffes. And I only have them in black and white, but you should do them in color. So I really would like to start out with giraffes. And what I'm doing here is we're going to make giraffe paper. That is because I don't have any of these beautiful animal papers handy, but please make sure you get some of them because they're very helpful. So since I don't have any of those animal papers, I decided since I have this stencil, which really looks like a giraffe, we're going to use a stencil and some browns and tan paints, and we're going to paint on top of some tan papers, some yellow papers, maybe even an orange paper at the end, and we're going to create these beautiful giraffe papers for them to use. So here I have it totally sped up just to show you how I did this. I'm using sponges from an old baby mattress. You can use brushes. Sponges just work very easy with stenciling. I did the beiges and the yellows and even an orange paper. Okay, now here is a 6-year-old. He is cutting out the pieces. I didn't prepare any pieces for the giraffe, especially since I knew this was a 6-year-old. He's measuring to see that the legs are the same size, and he cut out and put together his giraffe. He's using the orange paper to add a little mouth to his giraffe. And there we go. There's his giraffe. For our bear craft, we're going to use pieces. I cut up pieces. I try to follow basically the templates of the pictures. I cut up smaller pieces for heads. I cut up larger pieces for bodies, oval pieces, longer rectangular pieces for legs, however they want to do. I even have small pieces there if they wanted to use for ears. And then I also offer googly eyes and paint if they want to add anything in. Everything is available for them if they're going to do something that it would be something like that we would want to do. However, we have to go along with what they're up to. This is my 4-year-old granddaughter, and she has the picture of the bear, but she took a piece, a round piece, and then she's looking for a match to her leg. She doesn't care that it sticks over the paper. That's fine with her, and that is her bear. The next one is my other 4-year-old grandson, who's more meticulous in his working, and he decided he wanted to make a circle. And he knew that I had this template. He went and found that. We talked about what size circle he wanted. So he found the size he wanted to. He drew around to get, I guess, his head, and then he is cutting it out, and he's going to paste down, and then I just have like a complete, like zoomed up video of just watching him work, and he is copying that teddy bear in the middle. That's what he told me. We're looking at all the pieces, and it's such an interesting thing because when I saw he made that circle, I thought he was doing the stomach and he was somehow going to do the body, but he's basically trying to copy the direction of the arms. If you see, one arm is going up and one arm is going down, and he's just taking from his developmental level, from his age, what he wants to do. And then, really interesting, what you're going to see he does here now is he decides to make 3D legs because, interestingly, as you see this teddy bear, it is sitting up. And it's just so fascinating watching how they think and how, if you just tell them to do it your way, you won't get them to be able to create according to the way they think. So he made himself 3D legs. And then I asked him if he wanted to do anything else. He got a marker to draw the nose, he said, and I thought for sure he was going to draw the eyes with that as well, but he wanted googly eyes, and there is his teddy bear. Now for the elephant, I did the same kind of thing. I have the picture of the elephants. I have gray paper, I have dark gray, and I have light gray. And I only have my 4-year-old granddaughter who decided, aside from the bear, she also wants to do an elephant. So she chose a nice big elephant. I was teaching her how to glue all around the edges so things will stay. And then she's also learning cutting skills because she's a righty, and I got her to cut with her right hand. And then after she made the arm, she told me it looks like an airplane. It needs a nose. So she found one that was dark gray, and then she wanted one that matched. So she put that gray thing to be the trunk. She matched up 2 legs to be the same size. And then I offered her, she said she needed hair, so I offered her some paint. And there's where, according to the real perfectionist, there's where things go south. When she just started painting. Now, I don't really know what's in her head, but she was painting. I didn't have a lot. She decided she needs eyelashes for the eyes. But it doesn't have to look like an adult's, right? And she's just doing it according to her. And she's painting until there isn't really any paint left, and she had to go. And if I would have let her continue, because we didn't have the time, she would have just painted up that whole thing that's black. But that's what a developmental art appropriate activity is. I wanted to just share with you some old animal crafts we did when we had those animal papers and were able to use them. And even if it doesn't even look exactly like it, just the fact that we had the animal papers makes them look like animal crafts. And here's a very cool torn paper art activity where the children created animal crafts just by ripping paper. To find out how to switch from cookie cutter copycat crafts, meet me at eduartforkids.com.